sitting on one side this time, so it looks a little bit weird, but you're gonna see soon. Yeah. So for those who don't know, I've been traveling to Southeast Asia in the last few months. That is why there weren't a lot of, or no videos in this time, because, yeah, I wasn't able to film anything while traveling. Yeah. If you're wondering, I'm gonna look on this side a lot in this video because I do have some notes, so I don't forget important things. Yeah. What I wanted to tell you before I start with my traveling story and the pictures and beautiful things. So I wasn't really well before traveling. Mentally and physically, I was struggling with a lot of stress finished it, and I met some really, really great people there. It was amazing. We spent a few days on the beach. We had amazing food, and yeah, it was amazing. There are also a lot of light shows, and that is just so beautiful. Yeah, but also so I decided to turn around and go back to Malaysia, to Kuala Lumpur. So in Kuala Lumpur, second time. Yeah, in total I had, I think, 4 or 5 days in Thailand, which is somehow really funny because, yeah, then I just turned around. But it was the best decision. So in Kuala Lumpur, second time, I got sick again. Of course, I think KL and me are just not, it's not it. I also went to hospital this time, and I had a really bad tonsillitis. But yeah, I also have to say that the hospital was really good, and I was helped quickly, and after 2 weeks, I was like completely fine again. Yeah, however, I like the planned 3 to 4 nights in Kuala Lumpur ended up being about 1.5 weeks. But yeah, I had the most amazing time, you guys. Yeah, with very special and beautiful people in KL. So after the second time in KL, I went back to Penang Island, of course. As I told you, that's where I fell in love with this beautiful city. And yeah, I went back to the hostel I worked in, and I had the best freaking time of my life, and that's where it actually began. Yeah, it almost brings tears to my eyes when I think about how much I miss the people who made this time so incredible. Yeah, just earlier today I talked to my friend, my beautiful friend I met there, and I miss her so much. But yeah, those people are from all over the world, and it's not that easy to visit each other. So right now she's in Australia, which is so far away. Yeah. Then I work pictures. That's also what I experienced a lot on this boat trip, that almost all the time I just left my phone inside the boat and just explored everything. So then of course we visited some other touristy Instagram spots, which are of course beautiful, but also very crowded, and it's not my kind of, it's not what I prefer. So then we also went to a pink beach, and there should be a photo of that too. I didn't take my phone, but I think I do have some pictures. I've never seen anything like that. Like, also visited